It is a great pleasure for me to be given the opportunity to deliver a speech on the subject of teacher punishment for violence in immoral acts against students in Indonesia. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to begin by introducing myself. My name is Maulana Hafidz Romadhoni, and I come from Tangerang. I study for University Muhammadiyah of Tangerang as student today. I'd like to talk about acts of violence and immorality that are currently happening in Indonesia's education sector. Let me start by asking you the following question. What right and protection should be obtained as student, and what sanction are given to educators as perpetrators of acts of violence and immorality? Let's start by looking at two examples of violence. The first, the beating of students who are led at SMAN 12 Bekasi, and the acts of sexual violence, sodomy that occurred at SMPN 1 Pichung, Pandeglang. The actions are example of acts of violence and immorality, as the definition of acts of violence is the acts of violence are intentional or unintentional behavior, but verbal or non-verbal, which is intent to injure or damage others. At the same time, immoral acts are behavior that is following the norm of rules of politeness that apply in society. I would now focus on the reason why acts of violence often occur in Indonesian education. The first cause is the lack internal control between the school toward teacher and student. Good communication between school residents can minimize acts of violence that occur in school. The behavior of teachers with unprepared personalities and unstable emotion can exemplify low behavior. This will have an impact on students who cannot respect teachers and act arbitrarily in the school environment. In addition of the many cases of violence in the school, the punishment given by both the school and other legal parties are less able to provide a deterrent effect on perpetrators. Not a free cover up case of violence in school to maintain the good name of the institution. As a result, many perpetrators commit acts of violence repeatedly. That leads me to the next point. The acts of violence in school can come from the teacher and student according to Sumarna Surapranata. Although the Ministry of Education and Culture has issued a law regarding acts of child violence, it is also issued a law regarding the requirements to become a teacher. There is no guarantee that teacher will not commit acts of violence or immoral acts in the school environment. Now, let's see another part of our talk. The Ministry of Education and Culture regulates cases of violence and immoral acts that have occurred in the school environment. With so many case violence, the Ministry of Education and culture issue Permendikbud number 82 of 2015 regarding the prevention and resolution of acts of violence around then education because it refers to criminal acts and creates a sense of trauma for students. The sanction given to the perpetrators of the acts of violence must be carried out following the punishment written the criminal. The written sanction must be followed by social sanction. A person can escape from criminal sanction, but not from social sanction. In Article 10 of the Criminal Code, there are types of punishment, namely 1. Basic punishment. Paragraph 1A is death penalty. Paragraph 2A is imprisonment. Paragraph 3A confinement. And paragraph 4A is fine. An additional penalty. Paragraph 1A is revocation of curtain right. Paragraph 2A is confiscation of curtain's good. Paragraph 3A announcement of judge dedication. Well, that brings me to the end of my presentation as final remark. I just would like to say violent and immoral acts in Indonesia are increasing worse. Cases like this happen in school and now happen a few of them commit violence and immorality against students. As we know, a teacher must be a good educator for the successor of the nation and state. Namely, students, if students are treated harshly and harsh, then the child will experience physical and mental disorder. Therefore, self-preparation and educator is very important before teaching students, one of which is training on how to teach properly and correctly. And also from this action, some teacher must be punished according applicable laws, lest students experience depression, trauma, and mental or physical disorder. Will the perpetrators are protected by the name teacher, because many perpetrators are always good at fighting when they are accused of being perpetrators of violence and immorality. They don't even hesitate to threaten the victim to keep her mouth. This is what causes a victim to feel afraid to speak and reveal the truth. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.